So basically, today I am not going to discuss any new topic. So some of your friends have inquired about one particular numerical problem which we have discussed in the class. So in that problem, some of you have some confusion. So this class would be basically doubt clearing class. So first I will discuss that numerical based on that Marshall mix design. After that, if you have any doubts regarding any of the classes which we have completed, so we can discuss about this. So basically, some of you have the doubt about regarding this problem. Okay, so in this problem, the mixed proportions are given, aggregate percentage by weight of the aggregates are given. You need to calculate what is the optimum bitumen content. Okay. Now you know that optimum bitumen content could be find out based on the different parameters. Okay, and according to different parameters, there will be different bitumen gradations or different bitumen content percentage. So based on the different percentage values, you have to select the minimum bitumen content, which will satisfy all the parameters. So basically, that is the main idea of your mix design. So in this question, so basically aggregates of different sizes are given. So these are the different gradation passing through 26.5 mm and retained on 19 mm. So likewise, different gradation of the aggregates are given that are the sieve sizes, sieve percentage passing and percentage retained, and specific gravity of all these sizes are also given. What is the specific gravity of all that particular sizes, that is also given. You know how specific gravity is calculated for the aggregate? By picnometer test, which you have conducted in the lab. Now in this case also weight of each fraction is also given. Okay, percentage weight of each fraction is given. So therefore, this or in a aggregate mix, this would be different size designation of the aggregate, and these different sizes of the aggregates are mixed with a proportion of these values. So these are the percentage values by weight. So it is 5%, 27%, 18%, 14%, 24%, 7%, and 5%. So basically, if you add up all these percentage value, you will get 100%. That is the total weight of the aggregate. Okay. So now these are the aggregate gradations are given, and you have to calculate what is the optimum bitumen content according to different bitumen content which you will use in the aggregate sample. So to find out the optimum bitumen content, you have to start from a particular value of the bitumen content. You know that to finding out that optimum bitumen content is a trial and error method. In the trial and error method, you first start with 4% of the bitumen content by weight of the aggregate. After that, you will gradually increase the bitumen content, and consecutively you will find out what is the specific gravity of that particular sample, what are the flow value, and what are the stability value. Now this flow value and stability value is determined by examining the samples in the Marshall stability test equipment. Okay. Now as the bitumen content is increasing, you can see from the table that flow value is also increasing. Okay, flow value is also increasing. So basically, what is the flow value? Flow value is nothing but the displacement value. So as the bitumen content increases, in that case, the bitumen that aggregate particle which is mixed with the bitumen particle that can be displaced greatly when other external forces are applied on it. But the thing is, as the bitumen content increases, the stability or strength value will increase up to some percentage. After that, it will decrease. Now, what is the reason? Because initially, whenever you are increasing the bitumen content, in that case, the bitumen will form greater bond between different aggregate particles. therefore the weight of the stability value of the aggregate sample along with the bitumen content, that is the total mix, will increase. But after some time, when you use or when you mix more bitumen content than the maximum value, in that case what will happen? The stability value will decrease. Why the stability value will decrease? Because if there is enough content of the bitumen, in that case, that what if you apply any external forces, that force will be transferred to the lower portion by hydrostatic pressure. Okay, by hydrostatic pressure. Now this hydrostatic pressure, because of that hydrostatic pressure, that would be very much lower than the load carrying capacity of the aggregate. So basically hydrostatic pressure is basically load carrying capacity of the bitumen content, that would be very much lower than the aggregate particle. So if you increase the bitumen content, in that case, instead of aggregate carrying the load, in that case bitumen will carrying the load in terms of hydrostatic pressure. So for that reason, after a particular value of the bitumen content, if you increase the bitumen percentage in the mix, in that case, it will adversely affect the stability value of the mix. Now, along with this question, some different data are given, like specific gravity of the bitumen is 1.052, and these are the minimum Marshall stability value, flow value, percentage air voids, minimum voids in the mineral aggregate, voids filled with the bitumen, and minimum binder content by weight of the total mix. Okay, so these are the different values which are given. So you have to find out what is the optimum bitumen content. Now to find out the optimum content, bitumen content, first all the aggregates are mixed together. Okay, whatever this table is given, you have to mix all this aggregate together. Now together they will act as a single mass. Now for the individual fraction, you can observe that different specific gravities are given over there. Now if you mix all this type of aggregate, in that case you need to find out what is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. Okay, what is the bulk specific gravity means? What is the overall specific gravity of the mix? Okay, what is the overall specific gravity of the mix? Now this overall or bulk specific gravity of the mix is calculated using this formula. Here 100 basically denotes the total weight of the aggregate. Basically all these values are given, that 5%, 27%, 18, 14, 24. These all values are in percentage values. So the total weight is 100. So 100 divided by 5 divided by 2.60. 2.60 is the specific gravity corresponding to that 5% fraction. Then 27 divided by 2.60, that is the specific gravity of the aggregate for that particular proportion. So likewise, you have to calculate what is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. Okay. Now let us calculate the bitumen content for a particular percentage VMA and VFB value, and likewise you have to calculate what are the VMA and VFB values for all these bitumen content. So for example, we will start with 4% of the bitumen content. Now let us calculate the 4% of the bitumen content. So in that case, first you have to find out what is the theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix. Okay, theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix means what should be the maximum specific gravity when aggregate is mixed with the bitumen. Now you know that theoretical maximum specific gravity, it is not given. You have to find out the theoretical maximum specific gravity by vacuum test, by pouring water into it and constantly vacuuming it to remove any air bubbles from that particular portion. So all these air bubbles will be occupied by the water. So in that case, you can find out what is the volume of the mix, absolute volume or maximum volume of the mix. Okay. So here also, so basically your total weight of that aggregate plus bitumen is your 100. Okay, that is the total weight. Suppose that total weight is your 100%, and in that 100%, basically that is not 3.85%, it would be 4%. It would be 4% and it would be 96%. It is given as 1.0052, but that value is also not correct. It would be 1.052 as per given in the question. So first find out what is the theoretical maximum specific gravity. That would be 100 divided by that 3.4% divided by 1.052 plus 96 divided by 2.558. What is 2.558? Bulk specific gravity of the aggregate, which you have calculated over here. Okay, so in that way, you can find out what is the theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix, and it has been found out as 2.425. Now, next task is you have to find out what is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. Theoretical maximum specific gravity you have calculated. Now, what is the bulk specific gravity of the mix? Now, how this bulk specific gravity is calculated? See, for each and every fraction, here another table is given. So in that table, weight of the sample in air is given and weight of the sample in water is given. So your bulk specific gravity of the mix would be weight of the sample in air divided by weight of the sample in air minus weight of the sample in water. Okay, weight of the sample in water. So basically you will get weight of the water displaced by the aggregate particle, and that is basically the volume of the water. So basically you will get the specific gravity or bulk specific gravity of the mix. So bulk specific gravity is calculated using these two uh, two parameters, that is weight of the sample in air and weight of the sample in water. So likewise here you will calculate what is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. Just remember that is not the bulk specific gravity of the aggregate, but it is bulk specific gravity of the mix. After that you have to find out what is the VA. Okay, that is air voids present in the mix. Now this air voids present in the mix can be calculated using this formula. So basically that formula is your theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix minus bulk specific gravity of the mix divided by theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix into 100%. So basically in the theoretical maximum gravity, in that case, you are not considering about the air voids present in the mix. So if you deduct this from the bulk specific gravity, in the bulk specific gravity, you are basically considering the volume about that air voids present in the mix, and therefore you are getting a bulk specific gravity value lesser than the theoretical maximum specific gravity. And by doing these steps, you will find out basically what is the portion of air voids present in the mix. Okay, so basically that is your VA percentage. Now next step is you have to find out what is the VMA. VMA means voids in the mineral aggregate. So voids in the mineral aggregate is calculated using this formula, that is 100, that is the total weight of the aggregate, minus 2.208. 2.208 is the bulk specific gravity of the mix into, here it would be 96%. Here it would be 96% into 96 divided by 2.558, you will get 17%. Okay, so that value is basically your VMA value. Now after calculating the VMA value, now you have to calculate what is the VFB value. VFB means voids filled with bitumen. So voids filled with bitumen is calculated using that VMA value, because that part of the VMA basically would be occupied by the bitumen content. So basically you have to calculate this VFB value using that VMA value. So that would be 17 minus your air voids is 8.93%. So basically these air voids would be filled up by the bitumen content. Okay, so therefore we are considering this air void percentage which you have calculated in the earlier step. So 17 minus 8.93% divided by 17 into 100%, that is 47.48%. So basically VFB would be in percentage of the VMA. That is in the VMA percentage how much VFB is there. So basically that is the meaning about this thing. So that you can find out by 17 minus 8.93 volume of air voids in the aggregate divided by 17 into 100. So you will get this value. So basically here VA is different pores in the aggregate. Now among these all these pores, some of the pores will be filled up by the bitumen. So basically that is the voids filled with bitumen. So you will get a voids filled with bitumen as 47.48%. Now after getting all these value, now you have to plot some graph. Okay. So your first plot would be stability versus bitumen percentage. So stability value, how to calculate the stability value? Stability value would be calculated using the Marshall stability test. After the Marshall stability test, you will get the value with different percentage of the bitumen, and using that you will get the stability value. Now this up to this calculation, that calculation is for 4% of the bitumen content. Okay, 4% of the bitumen content, and gradually you will increase the bitumen content, and then again you have to find out what are the parameters for suppose 4.25% of the bitumen content, or what is the VMA and VFB for 4.50% of the bitumen content. Likewise, you have to calculate it. So your VFB is 47.48%. So first graph is stability versus bitumen content. So you can clearly see as the bitumen content is increasing, up to that point your stability value increases, but after that it decreases. Okay, then flow value versus bitumen content. So in that case you can observe that as the flow value are increasing, your as the bitumen content is increasing, your flow value is also increased, as we discussed earlier. Now next step is bitumen percent plus V with respect to V only. So in that case, what will happen as you increase the bitumen content? In that case, VMA will reduce. Why VMA will reduce? Because as you increase the bitumen content, that bitumen content will occupy the spaces reserved for that air voids present in the mix. Therefore, your VMA percentage, that is voids in the mineral aggregate, that will decrease. Now, VMP percentage, as you increase the bitumen content, your VMP percentage will also increase, because as you increase the bitumen content, in that case, more voids could be filled up by the bitumen, and it will increase the VMP percentage. And for that VA, as you increase the bitumen content, your VA, air voids present in the mix, will also decrease, like in the case of your VMA. Now you know your Marshall stability test is based on the trial and error method. So based on all these parameters, that is stability, flow, VA, VMA, and VFB, you have to find out what should be the minimum content of the bitumen which will satisfy all these conditions. Now what are these conditions? These conditions are given in the question itself. So these are the conditions. Your minimum Marshall stability value should be 8.20 kilonewton. Marshall flow value should be 2 to 4 mm. Percentage air voids in the mix should be 3 to 5%. Minimum VMA percentage should be 11%, and minimum VFB percentage should be in between 65 to 75%, and minimum binder content by weight of the total mix should be 4.5%. So let us directly go for the 4.5%. So in that case, if you go for the 4.5%, you just have to draw this one. So you can observe that your that VMA value, if you go for the VMA curve, your flow value, yes, that is the VMA curve. You can see up to 4.7, you will get a VMA value close to 15. Now, as per our requirement, what should be the minimum VMA value? Minimum VMA percentage should be 11%. So at 4%, you will get a VMA value. VMA value is more than 16% or is close to 17%. Then as your bitumen content increases, in that case VMA will also decrease. So at 4.5%, you will get a VMA value like 15%, which is greater than the value which you have to consider. Okay, so that is the VMA value. Now next topic is our that is the percentage of bitumen. Then VA value, volume, voids in the aggregates. So in the voids in the aggregate, what is the condition? Go for the condition. It is given as 3 to 5%. Now if you go for the table, you can see that at 4.5%, okay, at 4.5%, your VA content should be coming around 3 to 5%. It is coming around 3 to 5%. So, and for 5%, that value is coming around 4%, like that. So, what should be the minimum value for that VA? That minimum value for the VA is given as 3 to 5%. So, you can consider as 4.5% because within that 4.5% range, you are getting a value which is within the particular limit. Okay, that is for the VA. Then again for the VFB also, if you go for the calculation, basically that is the range of the VFB. So for the different bitumen content, if you increase the stability, if you increase the bitumen content, in that case, that is the VFB value. And if you increase further VFB values, in that case, the stability value will decrease. So up to that also, you have to find out what is your range. Okay, so in that case also you will observe that at 4.5 or 4.6%, 4.6% nearly or 4.7% nearly, all your bitumen content, whatever bitumen content you have selected, that bitumen content satisfy your assumptions. Next, you have to find out stability value. Now, for the stability value also, for the 4.6 or 7%, you have to find out what is the stability value is given. So, see that stability value is given as like 13.5, which is also within the limit because your limit was 8.2 kilonewton. 8.2 kilonewton. Okay, so likewise, you have to draw the curve, and after that, you will draw one straight line which will intersect each and every parameters at a particular location, which would be satisfied by all the parameters, and that particular value of the bitumen is basically your optimum bitumen content. Is it clear to you? What is that 96? Okay. We were discussing this. Let's go to that 96 portion. So here all this would be 96. Basically, we are considering about the 4% bitumen content. So basically, you have to calculate the VMA, VFB, and GMM, GMB value for all this bitumen content. Okay, all this calculation. But to show you as an example, we are considering only the 4% bitumen content. Now, in a mix, if there is 4% bitumen content, now what is the portion of other material over there? So that would be 100 minus 4, that is 96%. So basically 96% is that one. So for all of you, is this clear? So is it clear? Okay. Then I am ending my class right now. So I am ending the class.